Well, Jeremy, today is day one of Much More Munch, which is a great exhibit celebrating the works, characters, and life of Robert Munsch. And to tell us a little bit more about it, I'd like to introduce you to Lisa Diezik. So, Lisa, Robert Munsch is an iconic author. The question is, what does he keep inside of his bookcase? Because right now, you're taking me on a tour of his home, right?
Absolutely. We're in his living room right now. And so, yes, as you can see here, this is Munch's bookcase. It's filled with not only all sorts of various language translations of some of his books, but also it houses a number of books that were created for him based on his work by children, by schools, by friends. Very, very interesting collection and assortment of books in his bookshelf today. And
what's great is we tour through Robert Munsch's house. We get to see iconic items from different Robert Munsch stories, like this guy. Who do we got here?
That is our mud puddle couch.
Whoa, is this gonna follow us home?
How awesome is that? Is it gonna eat everything around it and absorb it all?
Is it gonna jump on guests and tackle them, or is it just for sitting and enjoying? You won't know until you come to the exhibit. That's what you need to find out. And as we travel through here, we get to interact with different stories, like Thomas's snowsuit. What happens in this area?
For sure, in this one, we're actually in Munch's closet, so we get to mix and match characters from the story, as you mentioned, Thomas's snowsuit. So you've got the teacher, and the principal, and hidden in the back you can also see little Thomas not wearing his snowsuit conveniently.
Causing trouble. Why didn't you just put on the snowsuit?
There's an aversion to snowsuits with that one.
So a really great example of a way that we're bringing Robert Munsch's stories to life here. I don't think it ends well for the principal in this one. He still probably goes to Arizona where there is no snow. But a fun way to get reminded about these stories that we kind of remember the characters, but then as we go through this, remember little details. And another really cool thing about this exhibit is it also ties in the real world and the real life of Robert Munsch. So we get to see some photos and art, things that we just wouldn't find anywhere else. So take us on a little tour here. Who's this handsome guy wearing a little gnome hat?
As it says here, this is Robert Munsch at 3 years old.
A young Robert Munsch. Hey, now let's fast forward to, because when I think about Robert Munsch, at least the animated versions I saw, he always had a beard, but that was in the 70s, so he looks a little different today, correct?
Very much so, yep.
And I want to show this one too, because Robert Munsch, Robert Munsch has a family. You don't really think about this because he's writing stories for all these other kids, but these are his kids, this is his family, and this is his dog.
Yep, there's Guinness again.
So Guinness is the dog. You can see a real picture of Guinness, and actually there's a Guinness bench with Guinness's face on it here at the Munch exhibit. So some really great things to check out. Let's talk a little bit if we can, because today is opening day. How soon can we come down to check it out? What time do we open?
9:30 a.m.
9:30 a.m.?
Absolutely.
Anything special we should take care of beforehand? Do I need to dress in a paper bag? Do I need to practice my clang, clang, rattle, bing, bang?
You can practice it here, but hey, if you actually want to get into the spirit at home and get dressed up and come in, that would be awesome.
Okay,
totally
good.
Awesome.
Good. So a good tour of some of your favorite Robert Munsch exhibits. We have the details on our website at breakfasttelevision.ca. Now, Jeremy and Courtney, what I want to understand today, my big takeaway, is getting into the world and mind of Robert Munsch, because he is such a good author. I want to understand a little bit better about how he works, and this is a good place to do it. I found the perfect spot.
Okay, where?
Okay, so Robert Munsch always does his work in his basement. So right now, I'm going to walk up Robert Munsch's special staircase.
What's that?
Those are actually sound effects that Robert Munsch made and recorded himself. So when he reads his stories, he likes to do all of his own sound effects. So you tromp around. So right now, I'm walking to Robert Munsch's basement. Good, good. Now this is the area. He does all of his writing in his basement. You want to see what it looks like?
Yeah.
Behold! Spiders, and he's clearly scared of them.
Oh my.
A look down into the basement and possibly the mind of Robert Munsch.
Really fun, just one fun part of the exhibit. So you got to come around here, tromp around, flip some of the boards, open doors, and you can have a really great time because this is very interactive with some of your favorite Robert Munsch characters.
Cool, we'll check in with you again, Drew. Thank you very much.
Sounds good. See you soon.
Also going to hit the onomatopoeia wall. Try something like that. Onomatopoeia wall. That's